Hey guys, welcome to the Touchdown Table. I'm Ryan, that's Tyler, that's Jordan, and I don't know how these weeks are already in double digits, but it is week 10. Time to make these picks. Interesting slate of games here this week. And we're going to start with an interesting division showdown between two playoff hopefuls on Thursday night. Colts, Titans. Let's start picking.
Yeah, and two teams that are in Ryan's favorite team's division, the Texans. So this is going to have some effect on him watching this game. Titans coming off a good win against the Bears, and the Colts coming off a loss to the Ravens. I think this game could go either way. I think these teams are pretty evenly matched. The Colts have a good defense, and Derrick Henry and the Titans have a pretty good offense. And then the other way, the Colts' offense not as good, and the Titans' defense not as good. So it should be a good game in the AFC South, and I have the Colts winning this game 28-23.
Yeah. Between these two teams, it kind of fluctuates between who I dislike more. I think right now it's the Titans, but my Texans haven't played the Colts yet, so that's a factor. But I do want the Titans to win because I gave up on the Texans winning the division. I'm focused on a wild card right now.
No.
But I said I gave up on the Texans winning the division.
Okay.
So I want the Titans to win because then the Colts, that's a wild card race. But anyway, I don't really like either of these teams because they're in my division, but I am picking the Titans. I think Derrick Henry bounces back and the Titans win a close game between two solid teams. Will we finally have a good Thursday night game with both teams healthy? Looking like it. Titans win a fun one, 24-20.
It looks like we thought we'd have a fun Sunday night game, and that didn't happen with the Saints and Bucks, but we'll get to that later. This will be a good one. I think the matchup to look forward to is Derrick Henry versus that Colts running defense, which has been pretty good this year. I think Derrick Henry coming off a bad week will play better. That was probably his worst game of the year. I don't know the stats in terms of rushing yards per attempt, but I have the Titans winning this because Derrick Henry plays better. Titans win 29-17. Next one is the Texans at the Browns. This one could be closer than anticipated. I mean, you look at the records, you say, okay, that's easy. The Browns will win. The Texans have been hanging close with good teams. I think they do that again. Ultimately, they lose on the road. Browns win 32-30.
Yeah, key thing for the Browns with this game, Nick Chubb probably coming back. At least that's the vibe right now as we're making this. We don't know if there's been any more updates on that. By the time you're watching this, when this video comes out on Wednesday. But yeah, that's definitely a storyline to watch, especially because that Texans run defense.
Fantasy team's about to get real good.
Oh yeah, hey, so yeah, it's either he goes off and helps me in fantasy, or my team does good. So it's one of those win-wins. But for real, having Nick Chubb and Kareem Hunt against that Texans run defense will be an advantage for Cleveland. But Cleveland, you never really know with them, and the same is kind of said for the Texans. So I see this as virtually a toss-up. But I'm going to take the Texans. I think their receivers have a big day. I'm going to say Will Fuller keeps his touchdown streak going. Texans win an upset, 26-21.
Yeah, Ryan, I would love to show you some sympathy, but going through Baker Mayfield's cycle of his career and his games, I think he's due for a good game this week, and I think he'll have it against the Texans. He'll win 30-24. Next game is the Washington football team at the Detroit Lions. This is the battle of two teams that play on Thanksgiving every single year. I have the team that plays in the earlier slot on Thanksgiving winning this game. That is the Lions. Actually, I don't know if Matthew Stafford's going to be available for this game or not. He just got injured again. So that'll be something to watch. And Washington just lost to the Giants as well. So I have the Lions win this game with Matthew Stafford or with Chase Daniel.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know about Detroit. There's times where I watch it and I'm like, wow, maybe this team isn't actually that bad. Maybe they could make a playoff push. But then there's times where I watch them and I'm like, wow, like that this is a 3-13 football team. So, I mean, I don't really know what to expect of Detroit. They kind of fluctuate up and down between being okay and being horrible. I think they'll be okay in this game and beat the Washington football team 35-28.
Great way to describe him. Kyle Allen went down. I don't think he's going to be coming back anytime soon after the injury he just took. But Alex Smith going to be leading for that team. I don't think it's going to be good enough. Like you said, Detroit has their moments where they're on and off in terms of how good they are. But I think still Chase Daniel, if he is playing, regardless if it's Chase Daniel or Matthew Stafford, like Jordan said, Lions get this win. I have them winning 23-18. Next one is the Jaguars at the Packers. Packers bounced back on Thursday against the 49ers. The Jaguars actually didn't look too bad with Jake Luton at quarterback. That is how you pronounce it, right, Luton?
Yes.
Okay. He just watched that game. I did too, but I wasn't entirely sure. But I don't have the Jaguars winning this game. I have the Packers winning. Clearly a better team right now in terms of what we've seen. Packers win 31-20.
Yeah. Remember when the Jaguars were 1-0?
Yep.
Remember that? And that was so weird. Well,
I was right.
Yeah, 1-0, meet 1-8. Packers win 44-31. I think the Jags will get some points in garbage time, but it'll really be a blowout.
Yeah, I hope DJ Chark does good in this game because I have him in fantasy football. But besides that, I think the Packers are going to win this game 34-21. Next game, we go to the garbage can, and we got the Philadelphia Eagles playing the New York Giants, an NFC East matchup that we just all love to see so much.
Great stuff.
Yeah, and I think if the Eagles don't win this division, there's a problem. They are clearly the best team in this division. I think the Washington is not looking too good. They're not looking very healthy. The Cowboys are not healthy right now, although they did put up a good game again with the Steelers. I'll give them that. And the Giants, who they're playing, they've played better, but I think Philadelphia has the most talent right now, and of course there's injuries, but they need to win this division. I think they'll win this game 26-23.
Just when you think there is actually a decent team emerging from that division, and the team we say, wow, maybe this team will be 500, I feel like that's when we get a reality check and that team loses. So I'm going to say Daniel Jones stays on his feet and actually gets the Giants to a win over the Eagles in this just mess of a division that the NFC East is. Giants win a typical NFC East slugfest in 1917.
Good pun.
Yeah, it was actually. But
Actually,
yes.
Thank you.
I could feel the excitement.
Surprised.
I could feel the excitement in your voice as you said that. But
Me
I'm gonna
too.
be picking the Eagles in this one. I really don't think they're the standout team in this division. There just really isn't one. Although they're winning the division, I think they get another win, 21-16 in New York, or is it Jersey? I don't know.
It's technically New Jersey.
New Jersey.
East Rutherford.
Next game is the Buccaneers at the Panthers. I was going to pick the Panthers in this one. I was going to pick the upset until the Buccaneers decided to play terrible, and it doesn't make sense why I would pick them after a terrible game.
Yeah.
But they got to bounce back from that. I think their defense won't play very good. They won't be able to bounce back as much. They'll give up 32 points, but their offense will get put up 34. Buccaneers win 34-32.
Yeah, and then that's not weird. I have that logic too sometimes where I'm like, okay, if you lost, there's no way you're losing that 2 in a row. Or based on what teams did last week, that influences how I pick them, this week. So that is not, unusual. I have stuff like that all the time. But I did also go with Tampa. I think they bounce back. I think they learn how to function. I mean, maybe they just, had a meltdown.
Well, the Saints have their number. I mean,
no, the Saints are a good football team, but 38-3, come on.
Oh, man.
For real. I mean, really, I don't know what it was, home game Sunday night, bright lights, you got AB if the moment just got to him, but that doesn't seem like Tom Brady. That doesn't seem like this team. The spotlight's been on them all year. Very puzzled after Sunday night, but I think Tampa bounces back. 31-23, they beat the Panthers.
Yeah, I have Tampa bouncing back too in an important divisional game, the second one in a row against this Panthers team that hung in there with the Chiefs last week, but I have the Buccaneers winning 27-25. Next game is the Denver Broncos at the Las Vegas Raiders, and the Raiders picking up a nice win against a divisional opponent in the Chargers, playing another one this week in the Broncos, and this one is in the Death Star. And you know what? Yeah. Just because of that, and just because they played good last week, I have this game going to the Raiders in the Death Star, 31-24. Let's hope Luke Skywalker's nowhere in the area.
Well, you know what? You know who is in the area?
Who's there?
Drew Lock's in the area.
Yeah.
And, he's going to use the Force. He's going to use those young weapons he has. Is he
going to meditate?
He's going to, he's going to.
Imagine Drew Lock meditating.
Okay, I'll imagine.
He's probably listening to the rap music meditating.
Yeah, he'll be dancing on the sideline again. I'm going to take Denver in this one. I mean, I still think this team has a chance to get it going and make a second half surge if they play their best. They might be a year ahead of true contention, but I love the weapons that they have on this offense, the youth, the excitement, the energy. I still think Drew Lock is their guy for the long run, and I think he's really going to reassure the Broncos fans and really the rest of the league that he is that guy long term, because there was some speculation, when he got down with injury, when that team wasn't playing well. But I'm going to take Denver with probably be considered an upset on the road. Broncos win 31-26.
Yeah, both these teams have bright futures ahead of them, like you said, Ryan. I think a home game for the Raiders and playing well so far is going to be enough for John Gruden to force choke Vic Fangio, not literally, but enough to win this game 30-20. I just had to stick with the Star Wars references.
Look, John's already got fined for stuff with COVID. Now he's going to get fined for force choking someone? That's not going to be
that'd be
for
pretty cool to see, as long as he just doesn't hurt Vic Fangio.
Okay, we heard it here first. Tyler wants to see someone get shot.
Hey, no, I like Vic Fangio. He was the defense coordinator for the Bears for a while. Great guy. Anyways, I don't know him very well, but great defensive coordinator. Coach, kind of.
Next game is the Chargers and Dolphins. We got to mention it. It's the battle of the rookie quarterbacks, Justin Herbert at Tua Tagovailoa. So pumped to see this game. This is our first rookie quarterback matchup, I believe, going up against each other.
Another one later.
And both these guys have played good from what we've seen. Justin Herbert has been excellent from what we've seen from him so far in his rookie year. We've only seen 2 from Tua, but his third game, third time's a charm, as they always say. I think he gets it done. Another close game for the Chargers. They lose again, 33-31. Dolphins win it.
Yeah, you mentioned battle of the rookie quarterbacks, Tua versus Herbert. That's going to be fun to watch. We'll get Tua versus Burrow in a couple weeks. That was that other rookie versus rookie quarterback matchup I was alluding to. I want to pick the Chargers. I really do. I'm sorry, Chargers fans. I think you guys are so much better than that record. You've lost in so many different heartbreaking ways. So we're thinking of you here at the touchdown table because I've watched the endings of a lot of your games. Really the past 2 weeks. Just heartbreakers. Really at the buzzer both times down at the goal line. So just wanted to offer my well wishes. Stay strong. But, you're going to have to endure some more pain because as much as I want to pick you and I want you to win, I don't know who I want to win, but I want you to be able to have a close win. I'm sorry, another one-score loss. I say the Dolphins win 34-27 in Tua versus Herbert.
Before we move on to Jordan's pick, how do they lose? How do the Chargers lose this one? I don't know if you have the Chargers losing or not, but what creative way do they find to lose this game? You got no idea?
Maybe it'll be 27-27, and they're just going to be running out the clock, trying to get it to overtime, and they'll fumble, and Miami returns it for a touchdown. Who knows?
All right, Jordan, make your pick. All right, so last week I picked against the Dolphins, and it kind of bit me in the butt. I know, and because they had a good game against the Cardinals. I picked them. Yeah, these guys both picked them, and I would love to pick them again. But what I would love to see more is, please, for Justin Herbert's sake, for Chargers fans' sake. So, if it happens again, there might be a lot of heart attacks going on in Los Angeles. There probably is. But
Justin Herbert was
for the
very
sake of this team, please win a close game.
Played great.
I have the Chargers winning this game 35-28. If it goes the other way, I'll be fine. But Chargers fans, I feel bad for you.
There's not much. Although there are some Chargers fans that commented on our video the other day. So good to see some Chargers fans out there.
Good to see some comments.
Yes.
Mm-hmm. They do exist. Next game is the Buffalo Bills at the Arizona Cardinals. One team coming off a big win against the Seahawks. The other one, like I said before, coming off a loss to the Dolphins. And I think this is going to be a really close game. It's going to be a very offensive game with Kyler Murray and Josh Allen, who, by the way, bounced back last week. But I have the Cardinals taking this one after a tough loss. It could go both ways, but I have the Cardinals winning 34-27.
Yeah, this is definitely another interesting one. Buffalo getting another NFC West opponent. They beat Seattle last week in a high-scoring game. I said last week in our picks video, go watch the tape, put it on. I said that Buffalo was going to win this game, or win that game against Seattle, and I said it was going to be a statement game for them because there's always the question, can they beat a good team? Can Josh Allen play good against, a solid team? Can he be consistent? You look at Josh Allen's stat line, but also watch the tape. He played really well. He played like a veteran NFL quarterback. Did not look like a guy in his third year. No turnovers, I believe. That's also the key.
Well, you're playing the Seahawks.
Well, yeah, I know it's a bad defense, but still, put the league on notice, and I think this is really a time. You see that final score, you say, okay, whoa, maybe we should start putting Buffalo closer to a category like Kansas City, Pittsburgh. Who knows? I think by the end of the year...
calm down with that, because I just had a few bad weeks.
I think by the end of the year, they will be in that same category. By the end of the regular season, I think they will be.
That's a better statement.
Yes, I think they will be, and I think they're getting closer right now. That was a big win, and I think they're going to get another step closer to being with those AFC elites. This week, they beat the Cardinals. Close game, 24-23. Josh Allen does good again.
Kind of ironic, because I went with the Ryan strategy in this one and picking the home team, but you're going against it this time.
Okay.
Ryan usually says if it's a close game, just pick the home team.
If I can't decide,
also, it's another. Yeah, that was if I can't decide. But another thing that went into it again was the Cardinals coming off a loss. I don't know why that makes me want to pick them more, but it did.
I can see where you're going.
But I don't know if you guys understand that now. But I'm picking the Cardinals to win this one, 35-29. But good job to the Bills on getting that win. Both these teams beat the Seahawks the last 2 times the Seahawks have played. Just a fun little note for the air. Speaking of the Seahawks, I didn't even notice that was happening.
What do you know?
The Seahawks at the Rams, we got another NFC West matchup. I'm surprised this is not on primetime football based on how much we've seen.
They might slot it. We'll see.
But the Seahawks...
This is the game of the week?
It probably is.
Either that or maybe the next one. Which will be.
Yeah, that'd be a fun one too. But or looks like it would be last year.
Yeah.
Anyways, but I can't pick the Seahawks to lose 3 in a row. I just can't do it. I'm picking the Seahawks to win this one on the road. They beat the Rams 29-24, who are coming off their bye after a rough week against the Dolphins.
I have major concerns about the Seattle defense. I mean, their offense is great. Russell Wilson, not great last week. Early turnover. Got his team in a hole, but he's still Russell Wilson. These receivers are still good. The running back committee is fine. The offense is set. The coaching is set. But as good as that part is, can this defense be good enough for them to win a Super Bowl after the Buffalo game? And I'm really high on Buffalo, but I just don't think so. I don't know. I have concerns about the defense.
Them to win.
I'm not saying they can't. It's just they'll win the division. They'll make a playoff, and it's just when you watch that defense, if Russ is just a little bit off, that defense can't pick him up. Russ can pick the defense up, but the defense
he had 4 turnovers and still almost got that team back. That's how good.
It was like a 10-point game, and
you kind of just start throwing the ball at that point.
Yeah, so. I mean, Seattle will be fine. I'm not bashing your team. It's just I have major concerns about that defense, and unless this defense improves rapidly, I don't see the Lombardi Trophy going to Seattle. But hey, that could change. Maybe they'll get a shutout next week. Who knows? But whatever. Close NFC West game, as there have been so many of those, but the Seahawks bounce back 31-28. That defense, hopefully you bail Russell out.
Yeah, 4 turnovers for Russell. Doesn't look good, but I have zero concern for him. I think he's going to play great. Ryan talked about how bad that defense has looked, and Russell Wilson coming angry off of this last game. He's going to put up 37 points in this game for his team. He'll win the game 37-30 over the Los Angeles Rams. Now we move on to the next game. It is a San Francisco 49ers at the New Orleans Saints. The banged up team versus the team that just got a lot of players back, so that's good for the Saints. And by the way, they looked phenomenal on Sunday Night Football with Michael Thomas, Emmanuel Sanders slotted back in the matchup. So they looked like a completely different team. And I have them winning again. I don't like the 49ers that much this year. I really didn't like them that much last year either, but, they went to the Super Bowl. And I have them winning 32-20.
Yeah, that game last Sunday night, that's why, 2/3 of the table, that being Jordan and myself, picked the Saints to win the Super Bowl because, wow, and I didn't even pick the Saints to win that game, but
I did.
They, you were one of the few. I mean, all the memes are going on of everyone, all the panels picking Tampa across the board. But anyway, I mean,
defy memes.
That's what they could do. That's what the Saints could do. They're getting healthier. They got their key receivers back. They have depth at that position. Emmanuel Sanders had another touchdown, and I said that in the offseason that he would have a bigger impact than people would think. He's not always going to have the best stat line, but he will score you a touchdown when needed.
Score you a touchdown in fantasy.
Well, yes, that too. Jared Cook also, and then you never know where Taysom Hill is going to show up, so he's always a guy to watch out for. And the defense making plays. And San Francisco, I don't think they're a horrible team. I just think this isn't their year. Just kind of, they got the short end of the stick this year. Tough schedule, tough division, beat up with injuries. So I don't think they're a bad team, but New Orleans is a really last Sunday. Saints win 33-20. We almost had the exact same score prediction.
I'm surprised you got to me, and you guys both didn't mention this, but this was one of the best games of last year in the Super Bowl.
I was thinking that, but I forgot to say it.
I don't know if it'll be quite as good as that.
No.
But this is one where I could see, the Saints are, thinking
really
good about themselves, strutting around New Orleans like we're the best team in this division, getting up there in the NFC.
I'm worried that's
and then
the
49ers can come in and upset them. But I'm not going to pick that. They played too well to pick have me pick them to lose. I'm picking the Saints to win this one 30-28. Next one is the Bengals at the Steelers. This is another one where I think it's going to be close. The Steelers were close with the Cowboys last week, where Garrett Gilbert was their quarterback.
Yeah, go Apollos.
From the Apollos, yeah. And he kept it close. I mean, this Pittsburgh's team is not going to be dominant all the time. I know they're 8-0. They're a great football team. I still put them at number 1 in my power rankings if we made them, because they're the only undefeated team.
Yep.
But they could keep it close, and the Bengals have a history of doing that with teams. Pittsburgh ultimately wins, though, 31-30, in my opinion.
Yeah. Joe Burrow, I'm sorry, because your offensive line against this pass rush,
no chance.
Throw the ball away, run. You're gonna be facing a lot of pressure this game, and I think you'll hold your own as you have against tough defenses and behind a shaky O line all year. You dealt great with that, but you're gonna be on the run a lot. So, Mr. Burrow, wish you the best, but you're probably gonna be getting some bumps and bruises against that elite Pittsburgh pass rush. But nevertheless, Joe will do his thing. But at the end of the day, Pittsburgh's defense just too much. Forcing, key turnovers as they always do, making big plays when they need to. arguably the best defense in the league. A big reason why they're undefeated. I think they stay undefeated. Pittsburgh wins against their rival Bengals, 29-13.
Yeah, Ryan has this game not being very close, and I have it being much closer. In fact, I almost did it, but I did not do it. I almost had the Steelers losing their first game to the Bengals, but instead I had them winning by 1. I have the Steelers winning 28-27. Look, I like the Steelers, but when you're that close with the Cowboys, there's reason for concern. I know they're a great team, but they're not like a phenomenal, crazy team. Honestly, I think there might be teams better than them in the NFL. I'll just say it. They are up there with the best of them, but last week was not a performance I'd like to see. I'm not bashing the Steelers by any means, but an 8-0 team, I'd like to see it a little bit better against them.
Maybe they used up their bad game last week.
Yeah, maybe. Maybe we'll see. Next game is the Ravens at the Patriots. And, we're watching the Patriots right now. Ryan has it on his phone on Monday night, so we'll see how that turns out. And the Ravens, they look good against the Colts, who are a pretty worthy team in the AFC. I have the Ravens winning this game again, 34-23.
Yeah, I did think about this one a little bit, but even if the Patriots come back on Monday night, I'm still glad that I went with Baltimore because, New England, even if you win, it's the Jets, and as we're watching this game, there's less than 5 minutes left in the third quarter, and you're losing. But hey, not over till it's over. It's a 60-minute game, so maybe you'll come back, maybe you won't, but if you won't, be ready for the memes. But anyway, the Ravens...
they'll already be here by the time this video comes out.
Oh yeah, for sure. Yeah, they will have...
Very present.
A Monday night, if that happens into Tuesday morning, just watch out. But, the Ravens, I don't know. They have some solid games, but then they have some games where they look very vulnerable and teams expose their weaknesses. But at the end of the day, the Patriots I said this to Jordan, just while we were watching the game, I said they're unrecognizable. It's just not only in the personnel, but it just doesn't look like the traditional New England Patriots offense that we see, the New England Patriots team that we see. I think they keep it close, and I think Cam will have some dynamic plays as he always does. But at the end of the day, Ravens win 30-24 on Sunday night.
Just the way New England has played ever since week 2, it's just not been good. And like Ryan said, even if they pull off this win, as we're watching right now, it's just not good enough to pick you in this week. I'm picking Baltimore on the road to win 27-21, simple as that. Let's move on to the next game, the Monday night game, the Minnesota Dalvin Cooks versus the Chicago Bears. No, I did not speak incorrectly, because Dalvin Cook has really been their team right now. Now watch, Kirk Cousins is probably going to go off in this game or something. But, it's been all Dalvin Cook, and if the Bears can stop him, I think they'll be able to win this game. I have them winning this game and holding Dalvin Cook to minimal yardage, but probably still get a touchdown. Bears win this one 24-23, even with that terrible, terrible offense that they have right now.
Yeah, you guys were able to shut down Derrick Henry last week, and, but the Titans still were able to prove that they have other weapons, and, Tannehill was able to do his thing, the defense stepped up. But if you shut down Dalvin Cook or even contain him, which I hope you don't, but because he's on my fantasy team, he is my fantasy team, I should say. But, not all the time, but different video. But
last week it was.
Yeah, still debatable. But I think if you shut down Dalvin Cook, I don't think Kirk Cousins is going to be able to kick the team on his back. I don't think that defense is going to hold up, even against, your iffy offense. Like, their secondary has been inconsistent. They've given up a lot of points in some of their games. So, I don't know. It's really going to be the name of the game. If Dalvin Cook goes off, I think that the Vikings probably win. If Dalvin Cook is contained or at least limited, I think the Bears will do just fine. So I think Dalvin Cook does solid, but he'll come down back to earth a little bit. He'll have a touchdown though, but the Bears end their losing streak and win 27-24 on Monday.
Yeah, the Bears' offense has looked like they have 2 cinder blocks tied to their feet and they're just dropped into a lake. It's been that bad. It's been very helpless for them. Not just being nice, yeah. But it's Kirk Cousins playing on primetime.
There you go.
Bears playing like trash, Kirk on primetime. Bears playing like trash, Kirk on primetime. I always pick the Bears.
Apart at that point.
That's true. I think it might just completely dismantle itself at that point. You're very correct, but I always pick the Bears, and nothing's going to change. Things can change, though, but not this. 17-14, the Bears are not scoring many points. They'll win with 7. Oh, my gosh, my voice. They'll win with 17 points.
I feel like we always end with something interesting from Jordan.
Cobb Vanth.
This time. Cobb Vanth, okay. There we go.
Where did that come from?
Won it with that. So thank you guys for watching this video. Make sure to like this video. Subscribe to our channel. Hit the notification button to be notification bell. Now my voice is going away. Hit the notification bell to be notified every time we post a video. Comment down below who you think is going to win these games, what you thought about our predictions.
go check out our podcast anywhere you can find podcasts. We talk about all things football, college, NFL. Not all things, but as much as we
like to talk about colleges.
Yes, we do. And like I said, subscribe, like, comment, hit the notification bell. And with that, we will see you guys later.
See ya.